Sorry. I am on crack to this day. My sleeping schedule is all over the place. I wake up at like 4 in the afternoon and get to work and stuff like that. But you know what? I've kind of realized that this is how I work. This is how I work. So you know what? I'm just gonna go with it because I find that I work so well in the middle of the night and just I can't like just even to get up to just shoot this video. I woke up at like 2 and I went back to bed and it was this whole thing. So finally, we're here. This is gonna be more of like a get ready with me video, which I know I don't really do on my channel. It's not really me, but I kind of decided I wanted to do it. Am I missing a brush? I may be missing a brush. I'm gonna get everything I need because I feel like I'm missing like half my shit already. Okay, we're back. I decided the brush I was looking for is over here. Hi, my name is Lydia. Welcome to my character commentary / TV show commentary channel. Every Sunday I do character commentaries on characters that I like, whether it be from a TV show or movies. This week I'm doing something a little different. This week I took a movie and I'm just gonna kind of go over some things I liked about it, some things I didn't. There will be a little bit about character commentary in it, but not too much. We're doing Honey Boy. It's a movie that was essentially like a biopic version of Shia LaBeouf's life and the struggles he went through with stardom and fame and the relationship with his father and how that impacted that. We'll go into a little bit of his character, but I'm going to try to resign from doing too much of that. Just kind of depicting some things I found from the movie, but not analyzing too much about Shia LaBeouf's character just because why am I gonna sit here and analyze this is a real person? I don't know if that just kind of crosses the line for me, but I did want to talk about the movie and stuff like that and what I thought about it. Yeah, what have I done? Oh, on Wednesdays I do these little vlog type videos and stuff like that. So latest video I did was a vlog with my friend, what we did on our last day before we were quarantined, before we self-quarantined. Then I did an apple crisp video as well, so essentially ranting about capitalism in Restaurant while making apple crisps. I think I'm gonna do more of those kind of videos. So even like the video that's coming out this Wednesday is gonna be more chill, me cooking and talking about something, just because I have this big series that I'm planning out for my character commentary segments and it's gonna take up a lot of my time and I still want to post 2 videos a week. However, I think the idea of planning like my Wednesday video and then also trying to figure out this new series is gonna be a bit hard. So I think, yeah, my Wednesday video is gonna be a lot more like just sit down, I'm baking something or I'm cooking something, just talking with you guys, which is what I do now, I guess, for my character commentaries as well. So you guys are just gonna see me sit down a lot. I mean, there probably will be more vlogs than that if I have some footage extra, but if not, then no. But anyways, my latest character commentary was about, I did one about Grey's Anatomy. I was ranting about Grey's Anatomy for 49 minutes. That video went way longer than I needed to, and I'm not even done talking about everything. I will make another video on Grey's Anatomy, everything wrong with Grey's Anatomy, or like things I hate, which is mostly like just characters I hate, going over the characters I hate. So if you want to get ready for that, should be coming out. I don't know when that'll be up because I'm working on my new series and stuff like that, but I'll kind of squeeze it in sometime before, probably when I need a break from my series that I'm doing. I'll probably just pop that in somewhere. So yeah, I did that, and I also did a video on Nate Jacob as well from Euphoria. I think those are my 2 latest ones from that. But yeah, follow me on my Instagram. I'm there a lot. I do a lot of story updates if I remember to, if I'm up really. And then follow me on my TikTok. I haven't been really active on my TikTok. My TikTok is gonna be more of an extension of this channel, so it's a lot of like character analysis, like top best characters of this and this. So if you guys want to follow that, I know some people like the list so far, so I have more lists that are coming out today. Actually, I'm gonna be filming a couple more. And then there's my Twitter. Now I've been back on Twitter. Mainly just fangirling about things. I'm not gonna lie, I've just been fangirling, but hey, if y'all want to watch that, y'all want to watch that. But fangirl about Harry Styles and like Dua and like Lord and stuff like that, it's trash. My Twitter's trash. But if you guys want to go and check that out, that's here. Alright, we're gonna get to the video. Okay, so I should preface this and everything like that. So Honey Boy is once again, I mentioned before, it's a kind of a story that Shia LaBeouf wrote while he was in rehab, especially as he's kind of dissecting a lot of things that were going on in his life and a lot of his alcoholism. I think this was his third, it was a mandatory rehab after his third drunken arrest. So they essentially were like, listen, you either go to rehab and you fix your shit or bring you to prison for 4 years, something like that. That's kind of like what you need to know for the intro, essentially. I have some thoughts. So obviously this is when I gotta start. Maybe I should do my makeup and then kind of go over my makeup. So I'm actually out of foundation. So I've been using the whole concealer and contour trick to do my face. I have pretty good skin, so I don't like it. Doesn't. I'm fine right now, but I do see the absence of foundation to nude the face. So anyways, the story is, so he essentially, Shia LaBeouf wrote this while he was in rehab, and I think it was with one of his therapists there. That's what we get a hint of. And I know from watching a bit of interviews that essentially while he was in rehab, he was talking to one of his agents, I want to say, and he was telling her that he was writing the story, and I think she signed off on it like right away, like something along the lines of that, along the line of that. If not, I'll put on the screen what it was. But she signed up right away, and then he basically wrote and produced it with her. I think her name was Tara. Or is it Amal? Who is it? Yeah, Amal. Sorry, her name is Amal, and she directed it. And I think he produced it basically in written. But yeah, pretty cool. So I'm not a huge Shia LaBeouf fan, I should say that. I never was like, oh, Shia LaBeouf, I gotta like watch this, he's doing this, I gotta go watch it. Like, I never was a big huge Shia LaBeouf fan. What am I gonna do with my eyebrows? But do this. Doing your eyebrows on camera and trying to concentrate, hard shit. But yeah, I was never a huge Shia LaBeouf fan, but when the trailer came out, I was kind of like, ooh, I'm interested. I'm definitely interested to see why he is the way he is, because Shia LaBeouf, it was always somebody that was like really prevalent, not in my childhood I would say, but very like in most kids, millennial kids' childhood, because of even Stevens. He was one of the OG original kids with like Raven and like Lizzie, Hilary Duff, even though we all know her as Lizzie, and Raven. Yeah, so he was one of those original. He was like the first gen Disney kids. So I was never like, oh, like even when he was in Transformers, I was never like, oh, we gotta go see this, because Shia LaBeouf. I was never a huge fan of it. I think the only time I was like a really huge fan of Shia LaBeouf is when he did that thing when he was rewatching all his movies and he was crying on screen, and he was crying as he was watching Surf's Up, which I think is one of my favorite animated movies. I think it is. It's one of my favorite animated movies. We have it on DVD. I've watched it countless times. My favorite part of the movie, I don't know why I'm doing this. The favorite part of the movie is when there's like the sea orchard and it's like, that guy wasn't stepping on me, he was dancing on me. Broken, gone, broken. I don't know, if anybody watches the movie, they'll know what I'm talking about. But that was the best part of that movie. One of the best movies. I love that the way it was shot. Essentially the voice actors were all in one room and we're just kind of reenacting the scenes live, just to get, like, it was just, I don't know, I loved it. Now it's becoming more common as well with voice actors. Anyways, I'm digressing. So I was never a huge like Shia LaBeouf fan per se. So when the trailer came out for this movie, I wasn't like, oh yeah, I gotta see this, but I was really intrigued. I don't know if it's because the way it was shot, it just looked like the trailer was just really appealing to me. So I was like, okay, I want to watch this movie. I know I want to watch this movie. I just gotta figure out when it's gonna watch it. So the movie came out in November in Canada, I want to say, and I was gonna go see it, but there wasn't a lot of, I live in a small like janky town. There's only like one movie theater that shows like all the indie films. And it's always like, it's far out from where I go to work and where I live, so I never got the chance to do it. But now that we're in quarantine, I saw that they had the movie on YouTube to like rent, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna rent it. I've waited a lot, because like at this point I'm just kind of like, I'm antsy about it. Like I watch it. Sorry. I want to watch it. So I was like, I'm just gonna rent it and watch it. Now, there were some things that I think that the portrayal of certain things were very interesting. So for example, I think Lucas had an amazing job portraying Shia LaBeouf. Like there were times the way he was talking, like especially when he was getting arrested, or even there were scenes where he was in therapy that were just like, oh my god, this kid is. I think Lucas is an amazing actor. I think I've seen all his movies. Like there was a year where he was like, him and Timothée Chalamet were like in every movie, and I was just going back and forth watching other movies. Like ever since Manchester by the Sea, I was like, this kid is amazing. So what was I saying? Yeah, no, I think he portrayed him very, very well, and I think Shia did an amazing job portraying his father. Now, I don't know Shia LaBeouf's father. I think it's a bit easier for me to say that like Lucas Hedges did a really good job, because we don't know what Jeffrey LaBeouf is like, and even the Noah Jupe, who played the younger version of Shia. I wasn't a huge fan of him when he was younger, so I don't know how he was portrayed when he was younger. But I think the reason why Lucas's performance stood out to me is because we know presently how Shia is. It's demonstrated through like cameras and like his interviews. So I was able to compare that to that, but I still think that they both did an amazing job as well. So anyways, I like the fact that they were going from future to past as well. I really like the whole thing where they were doing where it seemed like Shia's present self, Otis's present self, kept having these dreams about these chickens, and him trying to it's always him like going to his dad, going to the place where he was raised in that hotel or a motel, and just kind of like trying to find his dad. I know that his dad, Shia, did reveal that his dad used to love like raised chickens, and he used to make this joke about like, oh, what you know what the white part in chicken poop is, and it's chicken poop, like and that was like his thing. But like even like Otis's present self would always mention it. I think I don't know how I'm gonna refer to these characters, because I think I keep wanting to see like, I think I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna just name their characters in the movies, like Otis, young Otis, older Otis, and then I think I'm gonna refer as Shia as James or Jeffrey. I think that's gonna make it easier, because I'm really confused on what we're talking about here. So anyways, yeah. Older Otis kept having dreams about like chickens and stuff like that, and like kind of having like this like almost reunion with his dad. I think the way that it was shot too, there was a couple of scenes where like he would have dreams, or would like even younger Otis would have these flashbacks where he kind of picture what he would say to his dad and confronting his dad in like a nice manner in a sense, and it was just, you realize it was a dream or something like that, or it was almost like they made it seem like it was almost like he was talking to him on the phone, which I really, really enjoyed. There was actually a scene I was actually curious about. There was a scene where he was on the phone. No, like oldest Luke was walking to the hotel room, and it's like there's a voiceover going. It was almost like they're talking on the phone, and it almost sounds to me like it sounds more like Shia than Luke, and it still sounds like Shia playing James, but then the person he's talking to doesn't sound like Luke. It sounds like Shia himself. So it sounds like a conversation between Shia and Shia, like which I think was interesting. But I think it was because he was trying to portray his I think he was still trying to portray his father, and I think also they didn't really, from what I understand, they shot the movie before he told his father, or I think he wrote the movie, told his dad that he'd written a movie about him, and that was also portrayed in the movie itself. But that was, once again, we realized that was a dream. But from what I understand, they told him after the movie was filmed. But then I think his father said something else. I think his father said no, he saw the script before it was filmed. But from what I understand, Shia said that he didn't see it until it was filmed. So I still have some troubles with that. I'm not a huge fan of Shia's father just because of what I've seen. I understand that, like, you know what, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna put a pin in that, because I'm gonna get into that. So I really like the way that it was shot and filmed. Just the way that they portrayed those scenes were really, really interesting. My eyebrows are looking whack. Whatever. So here's my problem with the movie. So my thing is, what I don't like how what's the word I'm looking for? There was a lot of things that were kind of made up for just a sense of being made up, and even Jeffrey LaBeouf said like, well, it had to be interesting, so I understand why he had to exaggerate some parts. But no, I don't, because here's the thing. I understand that like a lot of things have to be like a biopic. Is that what it is? What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the word. It's like a biopic. That's what I'm thinking of. A biopic. So it's a lot of things that like made up in movies to make it more interesting. So I understand that. Except from what I understand from both Shia and his father revealed, there was a lot of things that they could have demonstrated. So for example, apparently, according to Jeffrey and to Shia, well, Shia never confirms it, there's a scene where his father hits him a couple times, and Jeffrey confirmed that that never happened. He never hit his son. He almost did. However, he did point a gun at his son. Now I'm like, why didn't you guys just show that part instead of making up this whole thing where you pretend like where you hit him? Once again, it was all Shia's decision to do this. But my thing is like, well, if you're gonna, you know, like if you're gonna make up, like why make that up? Why make up the whole scene where you hit him, where you have something that's more traumatic that would actually, I think, would kind of showcase, like that would more that would be, I think, more interesting for the film. But maybe I think Shia, from what I understand just from watching interviews, I don't think his point was to vilify his father. I think it was just to tell his story of how he was raised. So I think there's still a lot of love there. So I think maybe that's why he's like, he didn't want to completely vilify his father. And you know, a man pointing a gun at his 12, 14-year-old son might vilify him. So I get maybe that's the reason why he didn't do it. However, I understand what it's made of. Also, the whole thing with FK Twigs, I was just very confused with that, because it was just predatory, like it was just predatory behavior for nothing. Because once again, Jeffrey confirmed this. We did, like, this is what I read from Jeffrey. We have no confirmation from Shia, but Jeffrey said that like there was no way that he slept with a prostitute, which once again was implied in the movie but wasn't actually showcased. Like there was definitely some predatory behavior going on here, and I'm like, so why write her up? Like maybe you did have a close relationship with the prostitute, but why just write like a cute little like friendship? Why make this whole relationship predatory when it's been confirmed that nothing's been happened? Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Is that making sense? Like, I don't think that needed to be there, which is what kind of makes me angry. Because now you just paradise a black woman, and for all you know, she could have, like, for all we know, this could have been just like a nice woman that like would take care of him. But because you kind of made it more sexual, now we're questioning it. You know, like I don't see the point. I don't see the point in it. So that's another thing I didn't really like about that. Yeah, I just don't like how they exaggerated her behavior. It was just unnecessary. And you know what, like, black women already have enough troubles as it is. And I know that like he has a relationship with her now, so maybe they just want to they want to give her a bigger role. But like she played her, like I haven't seen FK Quiz in any other movie, and I just felt like she just played herself, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, that's neither here or there. Sorry, I can't talk when I'm doing this. My eyebrows are gonna look whack. So then, oh, also the part with Tom also was apparently falsified, or made up, I should say. So apparently Tom was his big brother, part of the big, I don't know if you guys know what the Big Brother program is, but it's basically like a program where like older men can become like almost like surrogate fathers or surrogate brothers of young male teens, or young boys, I should say, that have been abused or something like that. But apparently this was made up by his mother. So his mother went up to the Big Brothers and was like, hey, his father's not in his life, can you give him a big brother? And they gave him a big brother. So then that's why Shia LaBeouf's dad was always hostile towards Tom. I don't know what his real name was, but they named him Tom in the movie. And you can see that I think he threw him in the pool. So Shia LaBeouf's father confirmed that never happened. However, there was a man that was his big brother, and he did not like him, and he did tell him that hey, mind your own business, just get your own son. He did confront to doing that, but according to him, it's because he didn't like the guy, because he came in like on a motorcycle, and he just like, apparently he didn't have a good vibe with the guy. Which, I mean, just say you're predatory, move on. Like, and what I do like about what, like, I'm not a huge fan of Shia LaBeouf's dad, just from what I see from him. And once again, I didn't want to vilify him, and I think that Shia has a good relationship with him now and everything like that. And I guess as a parent, you can't change what you did in the past. You can only change what's in the future. And I really like the fact that Jeffrey LaBeouf seems to have a good understanding of that. He kind of understands, like, this is how my son portrays his childhood. I'm not gonna sit here and tell him he's wrong, because that's how he portrayed things. And he did kind of confirm, like, he did confirm and unconfirm or the validity of some actions in the movie. However, for the most part, he was like, hey, if my son thinks I treat him this way, I can't say I didn't. And I really do appreciate that. I think that this whole thing with him, the whole rape allegation, I guess we should talk about. That was a little sorry, I'm trying to do my makeup and like talk about this. It's a lot harder than people who do get ready with me and then like do their makeup. Kudos to you. I should do my eyebrow really quickly. So anyways, so another thing that really bothered me was the whole pleading no contest thing. So essentially what happened is his father was had allegations to rape, and he had blacked out on cocaine and like drugs and whatever, and when he went to court, he pleaded to no contest, which basically means like you're not admitting to guilt. You're just like, you don't want to be, you're not really it just means that you're not really admitting to the guilt. So then his even though like all the evidence was showcased that he did do it, but he just wasn't in the right mind of doing it. So then, which I guess you can't plead no contest for that, but anyways, he then was put into prison for 3 years. When I was reading the interview, it seemed like he was like, I plead no contest, and he just sent me to prison. And I was like, okay, well, no, clearly they wouldn't just send you to prison just like that unless there was some evidence clearly showcasing that you did it. And I think from what I understand, there's some, from reading it, it seems like he does understand that there was he's guilty in some sense in that. So maybe he does understand that, but I was just kind of like confused about that, because I was just like, I don't know, I didn't like the way he like stated like, oh, I didn't really do anything and he just put me in prison. And even in the movie, it seemed like when they were mentioning it, it was kind of like, oh, well, it wasn't really on me, like. But I guess once again, that was just portrayed in the movie to be like that wasn't actually reality. That's my whole thing about the movie. It's like, I'm just wondering like what's reality, what's not, like. And I get, once again, I get that this is it's supposed to be kind of a fictional take on Shia LaBeouf's life. However, and I know that once again, I do believe he has a good relationship with his father now, but I'm still curious to why some things were made up. Like, what was the necessity of it? Like, why did you need to make that up? I don't know. Nevertheless, that wasn't made up. So that was also something interesting as well that I found that the movie did, that I had to do some further research on. I'm just gonna make myself have a unibrow right now, just so I can, like, you know, sometimes when you're doing your eyebrows and you just want to do a unibrow just because it like helps you kind of know if they're even or not. That's what's going on here. That's what's going on here. Anyways, so then there was this whole inferiority complex as well that was also showcased in the movie. So when confronted about it, Jeffrey said, once again, said that no, he never felt jealous of his son per se, but he did feel a little bit of like, it didn't feel good, the fact that his son was paying for everything. To me, that sounds like a little bit of jealousy and resentment. And even the movie that was portrayed as well, I think that was portrayed pretty well in the movie. And I think from what I read from Jeffrey's interview, it sounds like, yeah, it seems like something that was that was definitely prevalent in their relationship. And it still, I mean, it seems like it's a bit better now, but I think it was still like, well, you know, having your son pay for everything is a little bit humiliating and all that stuff. And that, it was definitely like a bit of an hubris, like ego bruise for sure, which I think didn't help the relationship at all. But I also think that the fact, because even Shia admitted to, I think he did it with the movie, admitted to the way he was talking to his father. Like, there was that whole scene where he was talking, like, he had this kind of like vision where he was talking to his father, and he had talked to him like in a nice manner, and was like, hey, I need you to be a better father. I need you to, like, I've been waiting for you to be a better father. Like, I miss you. I need you to be a better father. And he kind of snaps out of it. and he's just yelling at his dad, basically calling like stop, like calling him a piece of shit and just stuff like that, which is not really respectful. But then he gets hit afterwards, which I think is even worse. But I think it's the fact that like his father even says like at the end of the movie, like, you have no idea how it feels to have your son pay for, there was like a little piece of glue in my eyelash, you have no idea how it feels to have your son pay for everything. It's just kind of like humiliating. They have like a heart-to-heart moment at the end, which is sweet, I guess. There's something on my eye. That took 5 years. Anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, Shia even admitted through like the movie that the disrespect that they had was cute, but yeah, they had like, this heart-to-heart moment, and I was like, okay, I guess that forgives him for everything he did. I mean, clearly not, because he got PTSD from it, right? But anyways, wasn't a huge fan of that. I don't remember what I was talking about. Like, Jesus. Wasn't a huge fan of that, but like I said, this definitely was more for entertaining purposes than I think anything. But I think it could just showcase how well of a writer Shia LaBeouf wanted to kind of put his foot out there for writing, which is okay. So I can't, what's it, I'm not gonna try to fault, I'm really trying not to fault the characters in this movie, even though I'm really dissecting like his father. But there's just some things with his father that I just found very interesting. But yeah, I think that his hubris was definitely his main factor of a lot of the problem that they had. But then also he did mention that the war in Vietnam took a huge toll on him as well, which fair so, from what I hear, once again, did not go to Vietnam, did not experience the war, but from what I hear, everybody who's come back from it has been traumatized to the bone because of it. So I must say it was very impactful to a lot of these men's lives, and can definitely, I guess, make you behave in a certain ways and get you involved with addiction, which then can, like, you know, hinder your relationship with your son. But yeah, because there's from what I can see from Shia, he seems to be doing a lot better, which is great, and it seems like he has, I wouldn't say completely forgiven his father. I think this was kind of a way for him to release all that resentment that he may have had. But I do think from what it seems like they're hanging out more, it seems like, in public and everything like that. And I don't know how much is that for show, or if that's really, you know, for what I see, it doesn't seem like Shia seems to be done with that part of his life where he's doing things for the cameras. He seems to be just living his life for himself. So I don't think he would just hang out with his father just for the sake of that. His father, I don't know, from what I see from him, he seems a little bit, because I'm trying not to judge this character, I'm literally just sitting here judging his character, but he seems like the type of person to, like, if it's gonna better him in a way, he knows what to do to make himself look good and to make himself look better in the public. And I guess, I don't know, I guess that's me judging his character, and that's me being a bit vindictive and me bringing up my own issues and stuff like that, and me just projecting. For all we know, he could be a great guy. He wasn't when they were younger, but he could be a great guy now, right? We don't know. We do not know. Anyways, what else do I have to talk about with this movie? It's both, like I said, I honestly feel like I'm gonna probably name this movie not after his dad, because all I seem to be talking about is his fucking father. Even though I was sitting here being like, I'm not gonna judge his character, where, and now here I am completely judging his father. Like I said, I don't think there's two sides to a story. Everything's not black and white, right? I don't think his father's a villain. I think his father went through some shit, and it definitely impacted how he was able to raise his son. And I think that Shia, unfortunately, had to be the breadwinner for his family at such a young age, that it definitely kind of took a toll on him, and him not really having like parents that he can really look up to, I think was also that's a different subject, but I don't think his parents were really fit to be taking care of him all that too well. But like my thing that really surprised me was the scene, I feel people who parents divorce get this, but the scene where he was basically arguing for them on the phone. Like, we've all, like, as if your parents are divorced, we've all been through that. But the fact that they were making him like verbatimly say every word. Like, all right, that's fine, which is just like, yikes. And then I didn't find any proof on that as well, so I don't know if that was real, but I wouldn't be surprised, because even as when my parents were divorced, if they were talking on the phone and you were there, it would just be a big mess, right? But for the most part, your parents try to protect that from that. So I think the fact that there was never any sense of like, we gotta protect Shia from this. They were just kind of like, we gotta let him live through this because this is how life is, which is, I feel like, tough love. Like, if I say tough love in like the sense of like, if you've been raised poor, your parents, I think, always want you to understand that like, you may be like this for the rest of your life, so you better get used to it, which I think is the poor mentality. And I'm poor, like I wouldn't say I'm the richest either, so I can definitely see that. But I think you still have to understand like, you shouldn't expose your children to such trauma, especially things that's too young for them to know. Even the fact that he was smoking, there was a couple of scenes where he was smoking as well, that like really like, ugh, I remember watching that and I was like, Jesus, you're gonna let this kid smoke? That was also false according to Jeffrey. So I don't know what's real. This is why I can't do like documentaries or stuff like that, or like retellings of life, because I just sit here and I'm like analyzing the characters, and it's like, these are real people, and I don't know how I feel about me judging real people, but I guess it's already been done and I've already done it, so I guess that's been lifted from my channel. I guess I'm doing it, I guess. Gonna blend this out a little bit. The sun's setting, so it's making my makeup look better. I am a night owl through the bone. I am such a night owl, it's not even funny. It's not even funny how much I strive at night. It is not even funny. Alright, I'm gonna put my first layer of this on. Yeah, the whole thing about like the alcoholism being passed down as well to Shia, which is something his father did warn him about, which, you know, once again, Shia just gets like, it's just like, I think this movie, as anything, just made me realize that like, Shia was meant to be an artist, but I don't think he was meant to be an actor in that sense. And I think, because his father said something along the lines of that as well, that he thinks that Shia, he didn't necessarily want all this fame for Shia, which I don't think is right. I think he only after he saw how, like, I think when they were younger, I think he absolutely wanted all the fame for Shia. I think from the family, I think he wanted the money. He wanted the grief for the money, for the family. However, I think once he saw how detrimental it was to his character, that's only when he was like, okay, maybe the fame is not great for Shia. Which to me, once again, I have a whole take on like child actors and how it's basically the parents' fault. Because my thing is, kids are not old enough to understand what's right is wrong. It's your job as a parent to be like, hey, no. And the moment you start letting your kid you start saying yes to your kid, especially something that big that's gonna ruin their life. I shouldn't say ruin their life, but the moment you start taking that, because I think what it was for Jeffrey is that like, well, they need the money, right? They need the money, and his kids should show potential in this. And you know, he was kind of also reliving that, because it's clear that like Jeffrey wanted to be an actor and entertainment at some point with him being a clown. So I think he was also reliving that through his child. They need the money, so those were two major factors as well. But maybe I'm sure Shia wanted to be an actor as well. And my thing is that like you as a parent need to be able to be like, no, you're too young to be thrust into the spotlight at this age. No, like 14, 15, like every time I see child actors, I can't. They're thrust into the spotlight, and I'm sitting there like, how are your parents letting you? It just that's a whole other video. But I think that parents should be responsible for their kids and say no. Like, if they want to be actors at whatever age, especially if you know what's detriment that comes with the fame, say no. Say no. I don't care how much you beg. You're the parent. You should know. Once again, that's a different subject, and I guess people are like, they just want to, you know, some people are just like, oh, my kid really wanted this, so I want them to follow their dreams. Some of them that's true. Some of them it's just like you just want to live through them, and that's wrong. That's exploiting a child. But whatever. That's all I have to say about that. Am I gonna contour my nose? I'm gonna contour my nose. Wait, I'm gonna powder my face first here, and I'm gonna contour my nose. That's my take on that. Once again, I should also preface this, but I don't want kids at all. Like, I think kids are way too big for responsibility. I don't want kids ever, so I never have to deal with this. But I think if I were a parent, and my kid was like, I want to become an actress, and they were like 14 years old, I'd be like, you're not becoming an actress. You can become an actress when you move out of this house, and you're 18 years old, and I don't fucking care what you were like, but you will not become an actress. Just because I know what happens to those kids, you're not becoming an actress. I am sorry, honey. You can hate me all you want. I am responsible for you, and I will not be the reasons why you hate me, because I'm managing your life, and also, you know, because I put you in this, like, you're gonna start resenting me when you're younger, you're older, because I put you into this when you were too young. So, no. Nope, I won't do it. I will not do it. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say about this movie. I'm just gonna contour my nose really quickly. I think I'm gonna have to do a review on a black female, any female character, any black character at this point, because it's a little much right now. It's a little much. It's a little much. All my analysis have been about white people, which is a little problematic. I'm not gonna lie, a little problematic. Anyways, go watch the film. Go tell me what you guys think in the comments. If you watched this whole video, comment the octopus emoji. No, what do I talk about? Comment the rooster emoji. Comment the rooster emoji, and tell me if you plan to go see the film after this, or if you want to go see the film. There are spoilers in this. I'm gonna put a spoiler disclaimer on the front and the before. That's all for today. Like I said, I'm sorry. This is not my usual content. I'm usually like all prepared with like a whole dissection of like why this character's like this and blah 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 blah. That's gonna be next week. So my next series, so I'm starting a series. I probably should tell you guys this. I am starting a series. Basically I'm gonna be doing is looking at Nick and Disney characters from different TV shows, and just like kind of like saying who's the best character in like this TV show, stuff like that, and like ranking them essentially. So my first video is going to be about Hannah Montana, so I'm kind of gonna go over like the best characters right on that shows and kind of comparing them a little bit. So I'm excited. What this means though is I'm going to be watching a lot of Disney Plus for the next weeks or so. For anyways, I'm really excited to do this. I'm gonna be doing it with a lot of, so I'm doing it with like, I'm doing it with a lot of, I have like a whole like spreadsheet ready about like the shows I'm gonna be doing, so I'm really excited for that. So look forward to that. Once again, follow me on Instagram if you want to see some more updates of my life. Follow me on my TikTok. Like I said, TikTok is gonna be an extension of this. Go on my TikTok because I'm gonna do like short lists where here I'll do like more bigger character analysis and stuff like that. Follow me on Twitter. Once again, if you just want to see me fangirl about Harry Styles, hey, you can do it. I don't care. But yeah, we'll be back to my usual content next week. But look forward to that. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.